Hey everybody. So, it's sort of just a continuation of my last topic about dying on a bike. A girl who was riding a scooter, she was only 16, was involved in a car sort of accident, well, was involved in an accident which I believe happened between two cars on an A road. And she was killed at the scene. Now, in a video that I made before called Helping a Scooter Rider, I'm Nice Like That, I think it was called, I talked about how I believe that scooters are actually a good thing, but unfortunately the restrictions at the age of 16 mean that they're not very safe. I'll just sort of recap you on what that situation is if you're not aware of it. In the UK, a 16-year-old will be riding a 50cc scooter that can only do 30 miles an hour. That is the law. It should be doing no more than 30 miles an hour. At the age of 16, and then at the age of 17 they can go up to a 125 like my bike. Now, the road that she crashed on was a 70 mile an hour limit A road. Her bike, by law, is only allowed to do 30, which means she is doing at best, say she was doing 40 and her bike did go faster than the limit suggests it should do, she is doing between 30 and 40 miles an hour slower than the rest of the traffic. Now this is where it's really stupid. The law says that a 16-year-old isn't allowed to have a 125, which in my opinion is the smallest CC you're going to want to take on a dual carriageway or an A road, for your own safety, because if you're doing, as I say, 30 or 40 under what other people are doing, you're in real fucking danger. But what has the gut reaction been by the council? They want to reduce the speed of the road down to 50 miles an hour. The traffic commissioner has said, no, we're not doing this because it's there's not been enough death or injury on this road. And he's right. You don't need to adjust the speed limit of a road for one incident. Look at it from another point of view. Why was a 16-year-old girl, and I don't want to sort of, if the family were to see this or someone that knew her, because this is relatively local, it is tragically sad. And what I'm saying is hopefully, well, I don't know if it will change some people from trying to ride on such roads or whatever. I'm not saying that she was in the wrong. I'm talking about rules and regulations, and what's happened to her is very tragic, but is a sign of the problems with the rules. Yeah, they were sat up my arse, so let them go. So what's happened? So basically, what I'm getting at here is that her bike, by the law, says it can only do 30, but law says that she can go on a road that people will be doing 70 on. I don't agree. A scooter of 50cc's should be allowed to go onto a road where the speed limit is that much higher. I mean, on a scooter on a 50, it's a bit iffy. People have really misinterpreted my last video of what I've been saying about scooters this whole time. I think they're good, and yes, you can get ones that are fast, but you're forgetting the point that I was making, which was that if you are 16 and you are riding on a scooter that does more than 30 miles an hour, it is against the law, and that is that. That's my point. If you've got one, if you were 17 and you were on it, and you could get 150 out of it, as long as it was like under the power range, that's fine. Oh, geese crossing. Thank you, geeses. Hello, geeses. Hello, cows. Well, what is the solution to this? I'm guessing the rules have to be changed to a point. I'm not saying because of this one incident it needs to be changed, but should a 50cc scooter that is limited to 30 be allowed on a road that does 50? 70 even? I don't think that is that makes no sense. Now I understand in some places maybe where you need to go to get to college or something, you have no choice but to go on an A road. Maybe in those situations they could make a motorcycle lane. Now I know obviously that problem is the road's not necessarily wide enough, it's going to cost a fortune, so they probably are never going to do that. And by saying to some people you can't go on an A road, that is going to cause some people some problems if they can't go round a different way, or if the different way is a lot longer. But it still just comes down to this one point, which is, should a bike that only does 30 be on a road that the speed limit is 70? And I can in no way in my mind justify with that being right. And that speed is okay because you can keep up, but it's sketchy as fuck in places because you can't pull yourself out of trouble forwards. Your manoeuvring to save yourself is always going to be backwards, and that's just difficult. Done it a few times, been okay up to now. I mean, I've been riding for over 5 years using dual carriageways a lot, even though everyone seems to think it's a motorway because it's got 4 lanes. But no, it just really shocked me when I sort of heard the story of motorcyclists, but they said a girl of 16 killed on a motorcycle on this A road, and I sort of as I was getting more and more details, I realised she was 16, which inherently means she only had a 50cc. Mr. Gear. That just seems stupid. She shouldn't have been on the road, really. And I would have said that most people probably would agree. You might ride on A roads on a 30 mile an hour or a 40 mile an hour scooter and not have a problem. And well, I think you've been lucky, because the thing is, the converging speeds, if people don't realise you're doing 30 under and they're doing the speed limit, they could, if they're not paying attention, just ram you off the fucking road. The laws just don't make sense. The UK bike laws are all fucked. I mean, I actually agree with the new laws they brought in 2013, which basically means that you have to be a bit more experienced before you get onto a bigger CC bike, and I agree with it. I think it's a good idea. I know some people will disagree and say it's really fucked me over, and a lot of people have been really screwed over by the way the rules were. They, for instance, missed their test date because of some snow, and then the DVLA have said, well, it's too late now, you can't retake it, even though they were booked in beforehand. I think if the people were booked, they were booked, and that was their starting date. But then maybe the law, maybe when they said they changed laws, that unless you'd completed it by this date, that was the way it was going to be, in which case it's pretty much bad luck on the fact that you were doing it last minute, whether that's your fault or not. So yeah, it sort of, it's not very nice to hear about someone dying on a bike, and as I say, it does happen, but in that situation, the bike was to blame, but the reason the bike was so slow was because of the rules and the law, and the fact that they allow scooters of such small CC and such small speed to go on said roads. So it is just very sad, and I just hope that maybe some people might learn from that. That if you can, when you're on a scooter that doesn't really go that fast compared to the road speed, try a different way, just for your own safety. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Right, now you notice that all the damage is on the chin, because this is the thing that sticks out further than anything else. If you are wearing an open face helmet, that is what is going to happen to your face.